Welcome to USMLE SARTI. We are committed to empowering IMGs. We're excited to guide you on your match journey. Don't forget to click subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get notified whenever we add new content. Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter for the latest tips and tricks regarding everything USMLE. Now, let's dive into it.
Hey everyone, good morning. Thanks for having me today. So I'm always interested in helping IMGs. I think it's very good I'm able to talk to you all today. So I think as Pavan mentioned, research is very important now that like things have been changing in the US medical entrance system, right? So they have removed step one score, which used to be an edge for all the IMGs where they could score good and then get into programs. But now there is no step one, right? So it's very important you do have like that extra thing of an academic activity to show that merit. So, and that can only happen by doing research, right? And one thing, right, in most other countries where we have a medical entrance to get into residencies, here it's a USMLE is an exam and you get scores, but it doesn't define like, what specialty you go in, right? So if you're applying to a specialty, right, how are you going to prove that you're interested in that subspecialty? So you need to do something like that's different and that stands out in your application, which shows your interest towards specialty. For example, someone applying for a neurology, ophthalmology, or any other medical subspecialty, right? So the interviewer, you can go and say like, I'm interested in neurology, or I'm interested in telemedicine. But for them, something on your CV speaks a lot than what you are saying, right? So it's always good to have some kind of a research opportunity or a paper published in the subspecialty. So that way research helps you a lot. The other thing is, when you have a paper published, right, that can be a talking point during an interview, right? So that will really help you. Like, for example, everyone wants to know. I interview candidates like in our program, like, if I see some kind of a research, I obviously start the conversation by saying, it's interesting, you have done this paper, so talk about it. And then you have done that research. So, that way you break the ice, which means you always have a hesitation to talk. So when someone asks you something that you already know and you're in and out about it, I think that would be a good thing to kind of talk about during an interview. The other thing that research can help you all is to get contacts, right? So if you have done research, if you're published, went to conferences, you can network, right? And then whomever you're working with, your research mentors, can also help you a long way in this USMLE journey. So that way research also helps. The other thing I tell my mentees, right, you have done rotations, you have done steps, right? You're applying for residencies. Doing research or being involved during the time when you are applying or when you're interviewing helps you a lot, right? So you can be affiliated to a place, and then internally you can reach out to the doctors to shadow them, because most of these research are something that you do in the States is unpaid, which is like, volunteer research opportunity. So during that research, you can ask your mentors or any other one in the same university or hospital to shadow them for 1 week. So having that research or establishing in a department in the university or someplace gives you a lot of opportunities. So I think research, I tell all my mentees, like, once you have done with all rotations, you have to look for some kind of a research opportunity. Uh, and I think, it takes you a long way, right? And way to look for this research, right? So, there are a lot of places people want some help, like, I did some research during my residency and fellowship. I have a lot of ideas to do stuff, right? But with my current clinical responsibilities, I would not have much time to spend, right? So there'll be a lot of doctors, like, so you where they have research ideas. So if someone can take those research ideas ahead, I think everyone will be happy if you are willing to help them, right? So you always have to write emails to a lot of doctors, right? So that is So look online, look at the university profiles, email them. When you email faculty, tell them what you're going to offer them, right? Rather than saying that I'm interested in research. Instead, you can say like, uh, where you are right now, what are you trying to do in your career, and what can you offer them, right? So I have this much time. Tell them like, dear Dr. So and so, I have completed steps. I'm applying for residency. I have like 6 months of time to commit for this, right? And I'm looking for some kind of a research opportunity, and I can do this, this, and this. So that way, they can respond well, and then you can get an opportunity. Sometimes it takes like 1,000 emails to get one response, but that's fine. You should just keep on emailing. But uh, in a nutshell, research is very, very important. Now with this current trend in USMLE examinations, now step one, pass or fail. So you have to stand out. So all the IMGs, it's very, very important.
Thank you very much, Nishanth.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Any questions for him, Dr. Kodumuri? You can put in the chat. I know, Nishanth, you need to leave. So
Sure.
if there are questions, just guys put in the chat as we move on to the next section after this.
Sure. Yeah. I'll wait for a few minutes and see if there are any questions, but otherwise I'm happy to answer any questions if you put that in the chat, and Pawan, I can always respond later.
So let's take this one question.
Sure.
And this comes very often, whether it's psychiatry or else. So so let's say I'm interested in internal medicine, but I end up doing research in another specialty. How do I reconcile that in my ERAS CV, or is it actually useful if I do research in another specialty?
Any opportunity that comes your way, I think you should take it. It's always you establish in the system, get some contacts, right? So you can always say that, you're an IMG, you were looking for an opportunity, and you took everything that came in your way, right? So, and everyone will understand that. Right. So when you talk like this in an interview, right, because that I don't think so it counts against you. So you can always say that, I'm interested in research. I did this to understand how research is conducted, right, to gain some skills, right? So it's okay to do research in other specialties, even if you're applying for different subspecialty.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Nishanth. If there are other questions, we'll be in touch. But I think that was okay. Maybe one more last question. Is there a minimum number of publications you look for?
No, I mean, publications are good. Always aim for 1 or 2 publications, but what you have done matters, right? For example, if you have done research in states, right? Someone like you're interviewing in a program, the program director will have a confidence that, this person knows some little bit into the system. It's not like they're very naive, right? So having done something really counts. So aim for publications, but at this point, I don't think so. You should concentrate on the number of publications. The more, the better. But you should not be feeling bad that if you don't have any publication. Do something that counts a lot.
And is home country research worth anything at all? That's another question.
It does. I mean, like for example, if you're doing any home country, I would say do research in the subspecialty that you are applying to, and home country research counts, right? So I would say it's more. You get more opportunities in home country to do in the subspecialty that you are applying for. I would aim that. But in case if you did not, you can always do even in home countries, there are research methodology courses. Sometimes you are graduate and then you have some time in your CV, right? 6 months, you can just join an online research methodology course or do some research. And then that you can put in your CV. That way it counts that, you don't have any gap after your graduation.
Well,
thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.